Mike here, Sky Include. Keeping you included in the sky, and like there's this whole buzz about this Twitter space last week. Other projects are talking about it, the community's been talking about it, and some people, I think, on our YouTube channel think I'm like the one uh, proposing all of this. But the Twitter space is, of course, anybody can open any kind of Twitter space. There's no official Handshake Foundation or DAO or whatever. I'm just a dude and invited some other dudes to come up on stage and welcome almost anybody on the stage that wants to share. We had to kick a spammer off that was sending like explicit swears and things, just weird trolls. But I didn't kick anybody else off, and but we are collecting feedback about ways to moderate better the Twitter space here at Handshake Mastermind. Um, but if you read the thread, there's lots and lots of comments about the proposal. I invited Evan up. Evan is here, and this is all linked up on our show notes as always. Um, and he had this proposal I saw, so that's why I reached out to him to invite him up to the stage to share and for us to all hear. I'm not saying I am for or against it. If you have a proposal, that's what open protocols and decentralized projects are about, is people making proposals and people talking about those proposals. I believe it's healthy and needed. So um, let's talk about the proposal. So you can read it here, although it's such a slow load. Switched his name to Evan.Howdy. I guess he got the Howdy domain. Evan.Howdy, cool. So he's basically proposing lowering renew limit from 600 to 200 to create higher fees. Names will expire because some people can't or don't want to renew those, and more auctions will create more burn, more security. I know there's critics of Handshake about it being its own small chain, and this is maybe a problem with it. But, I think we talked about light clients. We talked about the pros of having a focused chain about TLDs, and I still believe in that. Maybe you don't. But of course, this may be one of maybe somewhat negatives. Is you got to keep the miners happy, and you got to create more demand for the token, or coin. And I know a lot of people, it seems like in the community, just care about the domains. They don't care about the coin. Even my friends in the community have told me this. Even I've thought about it over the years. But I try to keep a healthy balance personally. I recommend, if you're interested in this project, to not just hold names, but also to hold the coin, at least some. So it's two-sided, right? There's coins and there is names. Some people care about one or the other more than the other, but we should keep it in balance. So he put this proposal. You can, of course, read this yourself. And, Mike Carson has some comments here. And there's more discussions here on our Handshake Mastermind Twitter space. You can read that. But again, I know, or even look at my YouTube, there was some pretty crazy. Oh, sorry, I don't want to say crazy. I'm not. There was some pretty passionate replies from people that, in my opinion, don't seem to even pay attention to the coin or the protocol. They're I'm not gonna say, I have a lot of names too. So they're thinking that I or we are like conspiring against them. It's us together. That's another thing to keep in mind here. But in the Twitter /Sky Include, there was some comments on the YouTube here. But basically, the point is, there are some people really against it. So this is somebody in the comments says, the beauty of HNS is affordable for everyone to own and register. Changing fees and renewal limits will make protocol look weak. The only change is the ICANN TLDs reserved and Alexa 100K forever. Basically meaning they can't get the HNS from it. Maybe they can get their names, but they can't get the HNS. Actually, Namebase has some great news just today. They fixed a lot of their issues. That was really annoying, and of course, a lot of people confuse Namebase and Handshake as a protocol because it's such a huge part of Handshake. But that's been getting fixed. Also, this person suggesting maybe credit cards at namebase SLDs are already in HNS listings, of course, and the burning from the claims. Let me go to my, again, this is kind of an open one, open just chat today, just sharing. Been making a lot of videos lately. Hope you're all enjoying them. Yeah, so on the Handshake Mastermind replay, you will see quite a few passionate responses here. So this person seems like he feels misled. Now you're saying renew or lose. There's always been renewals. So some people thought there was never going to be renewals. There is always been renewals in the protocol every 2 years. You have to send a heartbeat transaction. So there will be fees. It's never said it was lifetime for free. There's no fees for NFT ownership. That is correct. But ENS has this, and it's significantly more. Not true ownership. This is a sales scam. Yeah, as you can see this, and then there's multiple people. I'm jumping in, so you can read this. Own hundreds. I own this many. Or we. And then they're talking about the pre-mine, but that was for like giving away to these airdrops. There's basically a lot of passion here you can read, and then there's some people talking about this. I mean, I'm not going to read this out loud, but you can check out the Handshake Mastermind State of the Blockchain message. But the main point is, it's healthy to have this discussion. I've been seeing it in various Discords and Telegrams, so I thought we would also bring it to our Handshake Mastermind Twitter space. We try to host every month towards the beginning of each month. Next one will be in somewhere in November. I don't know the exact date. Second week of November. And yeah, I mean, like, some people appreciate me. I'm just putting myself out there and bringing people onto stage to have something to share. And if you have something to share and you're watching, you're welcome to come up, so long as you're not sharing porn or slander. But I have this feeling, Evan, that this is not getting enough support in the community from the people I've talked to. From the comments I'm seeing, Evan, I'm not seeing enough. I don't think this will get passed. To do something like this means almost unanimous support. So I don't think that this will pass. And from my gut feeling the last week or so, collecting feedback from this Twitter space, and that's full. Maybe you can modify it. Maybe there can be modifications to it. I also don't want to make this an expensive place to get these. I mean, we really support people around the world that might not have as much discretionary income as maybe privileged Western societies. I really believe this should make it to everyone around the world and be affordable by everyone around the world. Even since my early days on this channel, I've talked about, countries or cities or communities or schools using this for their ecosystems, for their communities, as usernames, as mini domains for their own profile pages of their users and their students or their community members. I still see that, and I think it is a little dangerous to make this more expensive, especially this early on. But I do welcome any kind of proposals and feedback, and I wanted to bring that up. I think it's skyinclude.com/hip, where we talk about try my best to memorize. Yep, /hip. Matt Zipkin came on talking about governance and how we can make proposals on GitHub. It's a really good one, and how to do forks and how to make proposals. So if you have a proposal, please bring them up. And here you can see a overview of us talking about it. skyinclude.com/hip. This is going to be skyinclude.com/HNS Tokenomics, I believe. I'm not sure if it's an oxymoron, but thank you. It's night. I'm in my kind of pajamas. I'll be honest, the kids are in the other room, and but it's about my mind. I want to get this out of my head, share this, create more conversation. I'm trying not to be sensitive, but it's hard to put myself out there and people kind of somewhat seem like kind of coming at me. We're just bringing this up to the public. We're trying to raise every kind of concern and thought to the general community. That's what I believe about decentralization. But I am realizing the complexities and challenges of having a distributed, decentralized group of people to make a decision and to be on the same page. Very hard, if not maybe almost impossible. But thank you, and I support I support creativity and I support the decentralized internet. Take care.